the icy plains of Antarctica, a land of extremes where few dare to venture. For centuries, this frozen desert has beckoned explorers driven by an insatiable thirst for discovery. In the early 20th century, one man embarked on a journey to Antarctica that would become legendary. Sir Ernest Shackleton, a name synonymous with courage, determination, and the indomitable human spirit. His expedition aboard the Endurance aimed to cross the Antarctic continent, a feat never before accomplished. Shackleton and his crew faced unimaginable challenges, pushing themselves to the very limits of human capability. Their story is about the power of leadership, the strength of camaraderie, and the unwavering belief in the face of adversity. It is a tale that continues to inspire, reminding us of the extraordinary feats we can achieve when we work together, driven by a common purpose. Ernest Shackleton was no stranger to adventure. Born in Ireland in 1874, he yearned for a life less ordinary. He joined the British Merchant Navy as a young man, seeking out voyages to far-flung corners of the globe. Shackleton's fascination with Antarctica began in 1901, when he joined the British National Antarctic Expedition, led by Robert Falcon Scott. Although the expedition fell short of reaching the South Pole, it left Shackleton with an unshakable resolve to conquer the continent. In 1908, he led his own expedition, the Nimrod expedition, coming tantalizingly close to the South Pole. But Shackleton was not satisfied. He dreamt of a bolder feat, a more daring adventure, to traverse the entire Antarctic continent. Driven by this ambition, Shackleton meticulously planned his most ambitious expedition yet, the Imperial Trans-Antarctic Expedition. The heart of Shackleton's expedition was the Endurance, a sturdy polar exploration ship built to withstand the crushing forces of the Antarctic ice. Christened after Shackleton's family motto, "By endurance we conquer," the ship represented the spirit of the expedition itself. Assembling a crew for such a perilous journey was no easy task. Shackleton sought men who possessed not only physical strength and seafaring skills but also unwavering courage and an unyielding spirit. The final crew of 27 men represented a diverse group of individuals, each bringing their unique skills and experience to the expedition. From seasoned sailors to scientists and photographers, they were united by a shared thirst for adventure and a belief in Shackleton's vision. As the Endurance was loaded with supplies and provisions for the long journey ahead, a palpable sense of anticipation and excitement filled the air. The crew knew they were embarking on a voyage unlike any other, a journey that would test their limits and etch their names in history. On August 8, 1914, the Endurance set sail from Plymouth, England, marking the beginning of a journey that would capture the world's imagination. As the ship slipped her moorings and pointed her bow south, a mixture of excitement and trepidation filled the air. The initial weeks of the journey were filled with the routines of life at sea. The crew settled into their tasks, maintaining the ship, conducting scientific observations, and preparing for the challenges that lay ahead. As they sailed further south, the temperature dropped, the days grew shorter, and the icy breath of Antarctica began to make its presence felt. Despite the arduous conditions, the crew's morale remained high, buoyed by Shackleton's infectious optimism and the shared sense of purpose that bound them together. They knew that the real test of their mettle lay ahead, in the treacherous waters and unpredictable ice packs of the Weddell Sea. Little did they know that their journey would take an unexpected turn, testing their limits and pushing them to the very edge of human endurance. Ernest Shackleton's fascination with the polar regions began amidst the rolling hills of County Kildare, Ireland. Born in 1874, young Ernest possessed a restless spirit, a yearning for adventure that couldn't be contained within the walls of his childhood home. His imagination was ignited by tales of daring explorers, their names etched in history for conquering uncharted territories and braving the harshest conditions on Earth. He devoured books about polar exploration, his mind captivated by the icy landscapes, the formidable challenges, and the allure of the unknown. While other boys dreamt of more conventional aspirations, Shackleton dreamt of icy plains and howling winds. This boyhood fascination would later transform into an unwavering determination, propelling him towards the southernmost reaches of the globe. At 16, driven by his thirst for adventure, Ernest Shackleton joined the British Merchant Navy. Life at sea provided the young man with the perfect outlet for his restless spirit. He embraced the challenges of a life at sea, the demanding work, the harsh conditions, and the camaraderie of his fellow sailors. But it was the stories of polar exploration that continued to captivate his imagination. In 1901, Shackleton's long-held ambition took a significant step forward when he was selected to join the British National Antarctic Expedition led by Robert Falcon Scott. This expedition, aiming to reach the geographic South Pole, would mark Shackleton's first foray into the polar regions, an experience that would irrevocably shape his destiny. The British National Antarctic Expedition, though ultimately unsuccessful in reaching the South Pole, left an indelible mark on Ernest Shackleton. In 1907, he launched his own expedition, the Nimrod Expedition, named after his ship. The Nimrod Expedition achieved significant milestones, including the first ascent of Mount Erebus and reaching a point within 97 geographical miles of the South Pole. Despite falling short of their ultimate goal, Shackleton and his team returned to a hero's welcome. He was knighted by King Edward VII, his name becoming synonymous with courage, leadership, and the spirit of exploration. However, the South Pole remained unconquered, and Shackleton's ambition remained undimmed. The Nimrod expedition provided Ernest Shackleton with invaluable experience and insights. He learned the importance of meticulous planning, the critical role of teamwork, and the unpredictable nature of the Antarctic environment. Despite the accolades and recognition, Shackleton remained driven by an even bolder vision. The allure of being the first to cross the entire Antarctic continent, from sea to sea via the South Pole, consumed his thoughts. This ambition, fueled by his unwavering belief in human potential and his own insatiable thirst for adventure, led him to plan his most audacious expedition yet, the Imperial Transantarctic Expedition. Shackleton meticulously prepared, knowing this journey would test every ounce of their endurance. The Imperial Transantarctic Expedition, as Shackleton envisioned it, was a feat of exploration never before attempted. It involved a two-ship strategy, with one ship landing a party on the Weddell Sea side of the continent to lay depots across the route to the South Pole. Meanwhile, Shackleton and the main party would land on the opposite side of the continent at the Ross Sea, and trek across the pole to meet the first party, effectively traversing the entire continent. Shackleton secured funding, acquired a suitable ship, the polar exploration vessel Endurance, and assembled a crew of men he believed possessed the necessary skills, experience, and unwavering spirit to accompany him on this perilous journey. The Imperial Transantarctic Expedition, launched in 1914, aimed to make history. Little did he and his crew know that their journey would become an epic tale of survival, testing the limits of human endurance and forever etching their names in the annals of polar exploration. Ernest Shackleton understood that the success of the Imperial Transantarctic Expedition hinged on the men he chose to accompany him. He needed a crew that possessed not only the physical strength and seafaring skills required for such a perilous journey, but also the mental fortitude and unwavering spirit to endure the unforgiving conditions of Antarctica. Shackleton placed an advertisement in a London newspaper that famously read, "Men wanted for hazardous journey. Small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success." The ad, with its blunt honesty about the risks involved, attracted over 5,000 applicants, a testament to the allure of adventure and the enduring human spirit of exploration. Shackleton personally interviewed hundreds of applicants, carefully assessing their skills, experience, and temperament. The final crew of 27 men represented a diverse group of individuals, each bringing their unique skills and experience to the expedition. The Endurance, a 144-foot three-masted barquentine, was specifically designed and built for polar exploration. Constructed in Norway by the renowned shipbuilder Framnæs Shipyard, the Endurance was designed to withstand the crushing forces of the Antarctic ice pack. Her hull was reinforced with layers of oak, pine and greenheart, an exceptionally strong and durable timber. The ship's bow was designed to ride up over the ice rather than be crushed by it, and her rounded shape allowed her to be squeezed upwards by the pressure of the ice floes, further enhancing her chances of survival. In addition to her robust construction, the Endurance was equipped with powerful engines and a large coal capacity, enabling her to navigate through treacherous waters and withstand prolonged periods of being trapped in ice. Shackleton spared no expense in ensuring that the Endurance was equipped with the best possible equipment and provisions. Preparing for a journey to the bottom of the world required meticulous planning and a comprehensive understanding of the challenges that lay ahead. Shackleton and his team paid careful attention to every detail, from the clothing and equipment to the food and fuel that would sustain them during their long and arduous journey. Warm clothing was essential for survival in the freezing temperatures of Antarctica. Each man was issued with several layers of woolen clothing, including thick sweaters, trousers, socks, and mittens. They also had specially designed fur parkas and boots to protect them from the biting winds and sub-zero temperatures. Food was another critical consideration, with enough provisions to last the crew for 2 years, including canned goods, dried fruits and vegetables, biscuits, and pemmican, a type of dried meat. As the day of departure approached, a palpable sense of anticipation and uncertainty filled the air. The crew of the Endurance, their families and the crowds that gathered to see them off, were all acutely aware of the risks involved in such a perilous journey. For the crew, there was the excitement of embarking on an unprecedented adventure, the thrill of the unknown, and the camaraderie forged among men about to face extraordinary challenges together. Yet, beneath the excitement lay an undercurrent of uncertainty. The Antarctic was a notoriously unforgiving environment, and even the most meticulous planning could not guarantee a safe return. As the Endurance slipped her moorings and set sail for the icy south, she carried with her the hopes and dreams of 28 men, the legacy of past explorers, and the unwavering belief in the indomitable spirit of human exploration. August 8, 1914. The sun beat down on Plymouth Harbor. Crowds thronged the docks, faces turned towards the Endurance. On board, excitement and trepidation filled the air. Ernest Shackleton surveyed the scene, knowing the enormity of the task ahead. As the Endurance's engines roared to life, a cheer erupted. The journey had begun. The crew settled into the rhythm of life aboard the Endurance. The Atlantic's mood shifted from serene calm to tempestuous rage. Venturing south, the ocean revealed its formidable nature. The roaring forties lived up to their fearsome reputation. The Endurance was tossed about, her timbers groaning, yet the crew persevered, buoyed by Shackleton's optimism. The Endurance held firm, a testament to her builders and crew. As December descended, bringing with it the promise of Christmas, the Endurance found herself in a battle unlike any she had faced before. Gone were the raging seas and howling winds. In their place lay a different kind of enemy, a formidable, silent adversary. Christmas of 1914 found the Endurance beset by ice floes. Christmas carols echoed across the icy plains, a defiant act of celebration in the face of adversity. Despite the festive cheer, a sense of unease lingered in the air. The ice, once a distant threat, was now a constant companion. Shackleton, his face etched with concern, observed the relentless advance of the ice. The fate of the Endurance and the lives of his men hung precariously in the balance. In early 1915, the Endurance was trapped in relentless ice. The ice squeezed the ship with unimaginable force. The crew's optimism faded as they battled the encroaching ice. Shackleton kept morale high, fostering unity and hope. He organized activities to remind them that hope remained. As the Antarctic winter approached, plunging the Endurance into perpetual darkness, the ship was firmly imprisoned in the ice, drifting away from their destination. Shackleton made a difficult choice. He ordered the crew to abandon the Endurance and seek refuge on the ice. On October 27, 1915, they bid farewell to the Endurance. The ship was slowly crushed and swallowed by the icy depths. Their journey had taken a dramatic turn. The Weddell Sea, once a formidable obstacle, was now their only option. With the Endurance swallowed by the ice, the crew found themselves cast adrift on a floe. Gone was the familiar security of the ship. They were alone, exposed to the full fury of the Antarctic elements. Tents were erected, provisions salvaged, and a strict routine implemented. They drew strength from each other and Shackleton's leadership. The ice floe, their precarious refuge, became their world. They named it Ocean Camp, a small act of defiance against the overwhelming power of nature that surrounded them. The men, their lives now governed by the rhythms of the Antarctic, adapted to their new reality with remarkable resilience. The upturned lifeboats, salvaged from the Endurance, were transformed into makeshift shelters, offering some protection from the biting wind and freezing temperatures. Seal blubber, their only source of fuel, provided a meager warmth and light within these cramped and smoky confines. Hunting seals and penguins became a necessity, their meat providing a vital source of protein and fat in their limited diet. The men, once accustomed to the relative comforts of life aboard the Endurance, learned to survive on the meager rations, their bodies growing lean and hardened by the harsh conditions. To combat the psychological strain of their confinement, Shackleton encouraged games and activities. They played cards, read books, and even staged theatrical performances. Their laughter echoing across the desolate landscape, a testament to the enduring human spirit. Through it all, Shackleton remained their anchor, his calm demeanor and unwavering optimism a source of strength for his men. As the Antarctic winter descended, the ice floe became both their prison and their protector. The sun dipped below the horizon, plunging them into months of perpetual darkness. Temperatures plummeted, each breath a painful reminder of the cold's relentless grip. The men faced the constant threat of frostbite and hypothermia. Their clothing offered little protection from the biting wind. The once familiar sounds of the ship were replaced by an unsettling silence. Food became scarce, the seals and penguins disappearing into the depths of the ocean. Rations were cut, hunger gnawing at their bellies. The threat of starvation became a constant companion, yet the human spirit refused to be extinguished. Shackleton continued to inspire his men. He shared his rations, told stories, and reminded them of their unity and resilience. After months of darkness, the first rays of the sun brought hope. The long winter tested them, but they survived. Shackleton knew their time on the ice was ending. They needed to reach land for safety. Lifeboats were prepared for the journey. On April 9, 1916, they set sail, heading toward South Georgia, a distant island. The journey was fraught with danger. The men rowed in shifts, their hands blistered. For 7 grueling days and nights they battled the fury of the Southern Ocean. Towering waves whipped up by the relentless wind threatened to engulf their tiny boats. Sleep was a luxury they could ill afford, their bodies and minds pushed to the very edge of exhaustion. The men, their faces weathered by the sun, wind, and salt spray, drew strength from each other, from Shackleton's unwavering leadership, and from the knowledge that their survival depended on their collective will. They navigated by the stars, their course a testament to the skill of their captain, Frank Worsley, who, despite the limitations of their instruments and the challenging conditions, managed to keep them on track. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, their meager rations dwindling with each passing day. Thirst, a constant torment, was quenched by collecting rainwater or in desperate times by sucking on ice floes. The relentless cold seeped into their bones, a constant reminder of the unforgiving environment they were in. Yet, through it all, they endured. They sang songs, told stories, and clung to the belief that they would reach land, that they would survive. On April 16, 1916, a cry rang out from the James Caird, one of the 3 lifeboats. "Land ahoy!" The cry echoed across the waves, reaching the exhausted men in the other 2 boats. Land, a sight they had feared they might never see again, appeared on the horizon. The island, a desolate outcrop of rock and ice, was far from paradise. But for the crew of the Endurance, it was a sanctuary from the relentless Southern Ocean. They had reached Elephant Island, a place of safety to rest and regroup. Their journey, however, was far from over. Elephant Island was hundreds of miles from the nearest whaling station on South Georgia Island. Rescue, if it came at all, was still a distant hope. Shackleton knew their survival depended on reaching help. He devised a daring plan to sail the James Caird to South Georgia to raise the alarm and return with rescue. Their arrival on Elephant Island marked the end of one chapter but the beginning of another perilous phase. The crushing grip of the Antarctic had tested the limits of human endurance, yet through it all, the spirit of Shackleton's men remained unbroken. It would have been easy to succumb to despair, to surrender to the overwhelming power of the elements. But these were not ordinary men. They were bound together by something far stronger than the ice that surrounded them, an unyielding belief in their leader and in each other. Every challenge, every hardship seemed only to strengthen their resolve. Their laughter echoing across the desolate landscape was a testament to their indomitable spirit. Their willingness to share their meager rations, to offer a helping hand to a comrade in need, spoke volumes about their character. They faced the unknown with courage, their eyes fixed not on the perils that lay ahead, but on the faint glimmer of hope that flickered within their hearts. They drew inspiration from Shackleton's example, his unwavering optimism a beacon in the darkness. Theirs was a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a testament to the extraordinary feats we can achieve when we face adversity with courage, determination, and an unwavering belief in each other. Ernest Shackleton's leadership transcended mere command. He led not by issuing orders from a position of authority but by sharing his men's hardships, by inspiring them with his own unwavering belief in their ability to overcome any obstacle. His decisions, often made in the face of unimaginable pressure, were guided by a deep sense of responsibility for the lives entrusted to him. The choice to abandon the Endurance, to lead his men onto the uncertain refuge of the ice floe, weighed heavily on him. It was a gamble, a desperate measure taken in the face of certain disaster. Yet, he never wavered, his resolve fueled by an unwavering belief in their ability to survive. He understood that leadership was not about wielding power but about empowering others. He fostered a sense of camaraderie amongst his men, encouraging them to support each other, to share their burdens, to draw strength from their collective will. He led with empathy and compassion, recognizing that their physical well-being was as important as their mental fortitude. Shackleton's leadership was a masterclass in resilience, a testament to the power of one man's vision and determination to inspire hope and courage in the face of overwhelming adversity. The crushing isolation of the Antarctic, the relentless cold, the ever-present threat of starvation, these were enemies as formidable as any storm. Shackleton knew that maintaining morale was as crucial to their survival as food and shelter. He understood that despair could erode their spirit, could break their will to live. He made it his mission to keep their minds occupied, to provide distractions from the harsh realities of their situation. He organized games and competitions, encouraging his men to tap into their competitive spirit. He staged theatrical performances, the sound of music and laughter, a welcome respite from the howling wind. He listened patiently to their fears and concerns, offering words of encouragement and reassurance. He shared his own dreams of home, of warm meals and familiar faces, reminding them that even in the darkest of times hope should never be extinguished. Shackleton's ability to maintain morale, to foster a sense of camaraderie and optimism in the face of such adversity, was a testament to his leadership. He knew that their survival depended not just on their physical strength but on the strength of their spirit, their collective will to live. The decision to seek help from South Georgia Island was a testament to Shackleton's unwavering belief in their ability to overcome even the most daunting obstacles. The journey, a perilous 800-mile voyage across the stormiest seas on Earth, would require extraordinary courage and seamanship. He selected 5 men to accompany him on this perilous mission: Frank Worsley, the skilled navigator; Tom Crean, the stalwart Irishman; Harry McNish, the ship's carpenter; John Vincent, the burly boatswain; and Timothy McCarthy, a young sailor who had proven his mettle during their time on the ice. The James Caird, a 22-foot lifeboat, was little more than a cork bobbing on the vast expanse of the Southern Ocean. For 17 grueling days and nights they battled mountainous waves, hurricane-force winds, and freezing temperatures. They navigated by the stars, their instruments constantly soaked by icy spray. They bailed water, repaired torn sails, and huddled together for warmth, their bodies battered and bruised, their spirits tested to the very core. Section 5. Rescue at last, a testament to leadership. When the James Caird finally reached the southern coast of South Georgia Island, they were met with a new set of challenges. The island's interior, a treacherous landscape of towering mountains and glaciers, was considered impassable. Yet Shackleton, driven by an unwavering determination to rescue his men, refused to be deterred. He, along with Worsley and Crean, embarked on a grueling 36-hour trek across the island's treacherous interior, their only guide a sextant and a map drawn from memory. They scaled sheer cliffs, navigated treacherous crevasses, and descended icy slopes, their bodies fueled by sheer willpower. Their arrival at the whaling station on the other side of the island was nothing short of miraculous. Shackleton, his face gaunt but his eyes shining with determination, had kept his promise. He had returned for his men. The rescue mission, delayed by storms and the treacherous conditions, was a race against time. After 4 attempts, Shackleton finally reached Elephant Island, the site of the remaining 22 members of his crew alive and well, bringing tears to his eyes. The Endurance expedition, though failing to achieve its original goal, had become a testament to the indomitable human spirit, the power of leadership, and the importance of never giving up hope, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Ernest Shackleton and his crew returned to a world at war, their own extraordinary tale of survival almost lost amidst the global conflict. They had set out to conquer the Antarctic continent, to plant the British flag at the South Pole. They returned having achieved something far greater, a triumph of the human spirit over unimaginable adversity. Their story, once it emerged from the shadow of war, captivated the world. The image of the Endurance, crushed and swallowed by the ice, became an enduring symbol of human vulnerability in the face of nature's raw power. But it was the image of Shackleton and his men, their faces etched with determination, their spirits unbroken, that truly resonated. They had stared death in the face, had endured unimaginable hardships, yet they had never given up hope. They had drawn strength from each other, from their shared belief in their leader, and from the faint but persistent flicker of hope that had guided them through the darkness. Their story was a testament to the extraordinary resilience of the human spirit, a testament to the fact that even in the face of overwhelming odds, even when all hope seems lost, the will to live, the desire to return to loved ones, can carry us through. Ernest Shackleton's name became synonymous with leadership, his actions during the Endurance expedition a masterclass in resilience, courage, and the ability to inspire hope in the most desperate of circumstances. He led not by issuing commands from a position of authority, but by sharing his men's hardships, by demonstrating his own unwavering belief in their ability to survive. He understood that a leader's primary responsibility was the well-being of his team. He made every decision, from the agonizing choice to abandon the Endurance to the perilous voyage of the James Caird, with their survival in mind. He led with empathy and compassion, recognizing that their mental and emotional well-being was as crucial as their physical strength. Shackleton's legacy extends far beyond the icy plains of Antarctica. His story continues to inspire leaders across all walks of life, reminding them that true leadership is not about power or prestige, but about service, about putting the needs of others before one's own. His example teaches us that the greatest leaders are often forged in the crucible of adversity, that it is in our darkest moments that our true character is revealed, and that the ability to inspire hope, even when all seems lost, is the hallmark of true leadership. The story of the Endurance expedition continues to resonate with people of all ages and backgrounds. It is a tale that transcends time, its message of courage, resilience, and the enduring power of the human spirit as relevant today as it was over a century ago. In an age often defined by uncertainty and rapid change, the story of Shackleton and his men offers a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, the human spirit can prevail. It teaches us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. The expedition's legacy extends beyond the realm of exploration. It has inspired countless books, films, and works of art, each offering a unique interpretation of the story and its enduring message. It has also become a staple of leadership training programs, its lessons in teamwork, communication, and the importance of a shared vision resonating with businesses, organizations, and individuals alike. The story of the Endurance expedition is a timeless reminder that the human spirit knows no bounds, that we are capable of achieving extraordinary feats when we work together, support each other, and never give up hope. The icy plains of Antarctica, silent witnesses to the extraordinary events of 1914 to 1916, hold the echoes of the Endurance expedition within their frozen embrace. The ship itself, entombed beneath the ice, has become a legend, a symbol of human ambition and the unforgiving power of nature. But the true legacy of Ernest Shackleton and his men lies not in the wreckage of a ship, but in the hearts and minds of those who have been inspired by their story. Their courage, their resilience, their unwavering belief in each other continue to echo through time, offering guidance and inspiration to generations to come. The Endurance expedition stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit that resides within us all, a spirit capable of overcoming even the most daunting obstacles, a spirit that reminds us that even in the face of our greatest fears, hope can endure and humanity can triumph.